So I'm a dumbass, and I forgot to turn the GoPro on. Not once, but twice. I did get my data log though. Let me actually save that while I'm thinking of it. Okay, sorry if that was painful. So first run, truck bounced off the rev limiter on the 1.2. Made a change in HP tuners though, but gonna do best that run anyways. 178.60, 8286 in the 8th, 1302. It's like, damn it. So weather cooled a little bit. Let me see. So about an hour between runs. The monkey is off my back. 12.879, 104.65, red lit. Froggy's gonna bust my balls on that one, but 174.3 60 foot, 8163 in the 8th. We picked up in both spots mile per hour wise, so the little adjustments I made to the shift points were good. I think I'm gonna get back in line one more time. Try and get another 12-second run to back that up, and I'm calling it a night.
Keep your eyes on the Buick. Really had the planks in the interior, but white carpet, the fur white interior. Keep your eyes on the Buick. Might be a little quicker than you might think. Say the parachute in the back says a roughly 150 mile an hour in the 8th or the quarter, because an interior requires if the car can run 200 mile an hour to high pitch, you have to have 2 parachutes. And I believe this Buick, from the looks of the bodywork on it, has that half final top on it. Sort of a windshield back.
Alright, so let's try this again. GoPro said 41%, then it went to 0 in about 30 seconds. Speaking of GoPro, I'm still a little bit annoyed with myself that I couldn't remember to turn it on for the in-truck views and record video of it going down a track. Luckily, I had somebody there to record the outside videos for me, so we have them. First run, as you saw, 1302. Was on the rev limiter for a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that in the video. Definitely was. You see a little bit of it in the data logs. I just went over them more thorough. I reviewed them in the pits. Kind of on the fly, made a change. On the 1.2, I pulled the mile per hour, shift mile per hour back a little bit. I didn't hear it hit the limiter, so I figure I'll leave it alone for the 2.3. Didn't want to change too much going over it now. Still a little bit in the twilight zone. I think I'm going to rewrite in the tune -1 on the 1.2, -2 mile per hour on the 2.3, see how it does. It's a week later. We are going back. It's supposed to be almost 20 degrees cooler tonight. Well, 20 might be an overstatement. Probably be close to 15 cooler if we're lucky. And since the altitude should get in the negatives, we're around 600 and some change on both runs. So, get a look at the full slip. That is the first run. New best. Think a new best. I don't really pay attention to the 330 usually. Definitely new best. Previously we're 834. Mile per hour is not a new best. That's not a new best either. And yeah, again. So here's the other slip, the important one. And I redl it, whatever. I kicked the crap out of the previous 60 foot. There we are with a new best 8th. Again, mile per hour is down. Weather wasn't ideal, but whatever. I digress. And there's our 12-second pass. And just for comparison's sake, side by side, how did it play out? Why was it faster? Well, it was the whole way down pretty much. So picked up a little bit of mile per hour in both instances from that adjustment I made. Based on that and looking at the data logs a moment ago, I think I am going to rewrite the tune with a little bit less shift mile per hour in them. We're going to try it tonight. Between that and the cool air, should be good. I'm not going to bring the laptop and hook up HP tuners to it. I want to be able to deal with one thing, and that's the camera. I think the truck's pretty much, it is what it is. If I make that shift adjustment, it should be good. If it isn't, well, it isn't, but it should still run 12s just because of the weather. Big change since the last time I went in March was the converter. I had the FTI, hello puppy, 3200 in it that the bolts ended up backing out of. You'll see a video on that eventually where I had to get some help and change the converter again. This is that B&M I've had kicking around. They rate it 34 to 3800 RPM depending on power the vehicle makes, the weight, etc. And I'm kicking myself. I wish I never bought that FTI, and I wish I just put this converter in from the get-go. It would have been one and done, and I would have been running good 60 foot times right from the beginning. So it is what it is. After tonight, I will go over what we run tonight. Hopefully the 10 bolt stays together because it is not happy right now. And we'll show the progression. If you've been following along at all, I think it was April of 2023, and towards the end of April, mediocre weather, the truck ran 1386 and 1388 at 99 and change. It was a complete slug out of the gate. It's over 3/10 faster to the 60 foot now, and it is pretty much a full second faster, within a couple hundredths, best time to best time. So we've come a long way. We have not really added any horsepower. It's been gear change, adjustments to the shift timing in the tune. With help of some people like Chris from Frog's Garage, we come up with a better setup for the cold air to get the IATs down, which I guess in a way helped it make more power. But the main thing is I didn't change any of the hard parts. We didn't change intake manifolds, camshaft, cylinder heads, anything of that nature. It's still the same core combination that I put in the truck back in October, November of 2022. So I think it goes without saying that you can get a lot more out of your combination. Just keep tuning and tweaking on it until you get it faster, versus Well, it's not as fast as I expected. Let me order some more parts and throw some more crap at it, and it goes a little bit better, but I still haven't gotten to the root cause of why it's not doing what I want it to do. So, I know going back, looking at some of the older videos, there was a couple cases where I was extremely frustrated, and I said, it's all it has to give, this combination. I was half right. Horsepower-wise, yeah, it hasn't made any more power. ET-wise, it had more to give, and obviously we did that. So, I'm on a Rambletron right now. I'm going to stop, and from here, we'll be at the track tonight. And so it'll be 2 weeks in a row combined, and a whole wrap-up at the end. Alright, stay tuned for that. Alright, so we made it to the track. We're teched in. Got to open the cutouts, get the air pressure right in the rear tires, and we're going to jump in lane over here. Like I said, I didn't bring the laptop. I'm not going to monitor with HTTP tuners. I'm confident in the way it is. I did pull the shift mile per hour back in the tune, -1 on the 1.2, -2 on the 2.3. It was a little bit in the twilight zone still, from when I looked at the data log of that 12-second pass from last Friday. So we made that adjustment. Other than that, we're just going to leave it alone and run it as is and see what it does. It is a lot cooler. My best pass last week was 663 feet positive density altitude. We're already down in the low 100s right now, so by the time I make a pass, we may be right at 0. All right, when we come back, we'll be in the lanes and about to make a pass. Here we go. Well, spun the tires a little. Might have to drop a little air out of them. I don't know. So, there you have it. Right lane, 12.916. At least it's a 12-second pass. You can see that 60 foot's a little off. 1863. 824 in the 8th. Yeah. Mile per hour is about the same. Was way better in the 8th. I'm wondering, did I let off early or something? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna check the air in the tires, let the truck sit for at least an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, we'll say, and then I'm gonna jump back in line and hopefully make a hero pass. So, hang in there for that. So that didn't go well. I think either the posi's done or I get a broken axle. One of the two. I don't know. It's not making enough noise to be a broken axle, but it did something weird in the burnout. I don't know if that picked up on camera, and I stood on it out of the gate and it just absolutely, I don't know if it blew the tires off or broke something, but no bueno. So per usual, we'll just regroup and come back. It's just how it is. All right, we will wrap this up tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and put the truck back to street, which is closing the cutouts and putting air in the tires, and then it'll be time for the drive home.
The 146 and 40 film with the family. There's a new marshal in town out there. Right, Texas. Yeah, that Chevelle got awful close to the wall over there, and man, if it made contact, door handles are available at National Parts Depot in Ocala, and that might have been the only thing that touched, if anything touched, it was that close. You get new door handles.
So it's the day after, and getting ready to take these off, put the street tires back on, put the tailgate on. Other than opening the exhaust, that's about all I do. Correct me if I'm wrong though, wheels are off the ground. Clearly I gotta set it back down to break all the lugs loose, but with this aftermarket posi, something tells me I shouldn't be able to do this and rotate the wheel like that. Granted, it takes a little effort, but I'm doing it one-handed. Just putting my weight into it a little bit, which is all of about 180 pounds. So, truck and park, I don't know. I just don't feel like it should be doing that with the aftermarket posi. So, correct me if I'm wrong. So my street tires are back on. Off camera, before I pulled the drag radials off, I figured I'd try something else. I left this wheel on the ground and that one about that high off the ground, a little bit of daylight under it. I put the breaker bar on and I pulled and I was able to spin it. In my experience in the past, an open differential, you should be able to do that in most cases, but this is a Yukon Duragrip, if I haven't mentioned it before. It's an Eaton style with clutches and springs. So yeah, I'm not getting a good feeling about it. I don't think I'm going to find chunks or anything really broken in there. I think there's just going to be just completely destroyed clutch packs in the posi unit itself. So I'm going to try and get that fixed in the next week or so in my spare time. Yeah, right. And we'll have to wait for another cold front and make another swing at it. All right, stay tuned. We're gonna discuss a little bit of what happened last night here shortly. So where we're at right now, we're basically gonna regroup. I've already been online earlier this morning after I got up, looking at parts, looking at some of my options, talking to a few different people, getting their opinions on some things. Got a few parts on the way, got to get a few more things and some fresh fluids. And next week I'm on call at work at the end of the week after Thanksgiving. So I will have the city truck to go to and from work during the week, and I'll tear this apart, and with the help of a few people that already volunteered, we'll get it slammed back together and fixed. And like I said, we'll wait for the next cold front to go ahead and go back and give it another run. But that's where we're at now. I can say, you know, it's run multiple, even though it's only 2, but it's run multiple 12-second passes, even with some problems, some things going on. And we're just going to keep chipping away at it. I think there is definitely a 1270 in this truck, not 1270, but just like a 12.7 pass. And just a few other things. The lifters seem noisier in this lately. For my own peace of mind, I'm going to pull the valve covers and see if I got any play in the rockers at all. Not that they've loosened up, just maybe if the lifters have kind of collapsed a little bit. I don't know why they would. But it's just something I kind of want to check over. I've literally done nothing but put gas in this truck and change the oil every 3,000 miles for the last 2 years. And it's probably time for me to go over some things like that and just give it a once over. But if you've hung in with me this long, I appreciate you watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You've got a question or some sort of input you'd like to add, please do. And I'm always good with spitballing and going back and forth, bouncing ideas off each other. It's how we learn, how we figure some things out. So, as always, we'll see you next time. Thank you.